Hello dear kids, now we are going to start chapter 9 from your NSO Science Olympiad workbook, and the chapter name is Light, Sound and Force. In this chapter we are going to discuss light and shadow, properties of light, properties of sound, types of force and effects of force. So first thing is, what is light? Light is a form of energy. It enables us to see. We can get light from sun, light from electric bulb, okay? And in the light we can see the other objects. But in the dark we are not able to see anything. So the objects that give out light of their own are known as luminous objects, like sun. Sun is a luminous object because it emits its own light and gives us light, so that we call it luminous object. Okay, the objects that do not give us light of their own are known as non-luminous object. That object does not have their own light. We are able to see the objects when they reflect the light falling on them, like moon. Moon does not have its own light, so that it is a non-luminous object, but it reflects the light of sun, so that we can see the moon, so that it is shines, but it is non-luminous object. Okay, material on the basis of amount of light they allow to pass through them. First one is transparent material, second one is opaque material, and third one is translucent material. What is transparent material? Let's imagine that it is a transparent sheet. It means light can pass through it, so that we can see the object through it. Okay, opaque light does not pass through them. This is called opaque sheet. This sheet is opaque, so that light comes to that sheet, but it does not pass through the sheet. So it is a opaque object and we cannot see through this sheet. Okay, third one is translucent. Light passes through them partially, so we can see blur from the object, but not clear, because partially light passes through it but not clearly. So that this material is known as translucent material. Okay, a shadow in a dark patch project on a surface where light is blocked by an opaque object. Okay, अगर object यहाँ पर क्या है, एक opaque है, then the light does not pass through it. If we place this sheet in a dark, then we can see the shadow of the object on the sheet. Okay, this is an object, this is torch, and this is opaque sheet. When we place in front of the sheet this object, and then we switch on the torchlight, then we can see the shadow of the object on the sheet. A shadow always forms on the opposite side of the source of light. Look at this, source of light is on the left side, so this is object and this is shadow. Shadow is on the right side of the object because the light source is on the left side. The shape and the size of the shadow changes according to the position of light of source. Look, let's see here. This is an object. We assume that this is a sheet. Here we can see the shadow of the object. Okay, this is shadow of object, and this is light source. We say this is a torch. Okay, size of the shadow will change when the distance between this object and this light source will change. Okay, now what will happen if the distance will increase? If the distance will increase means there are two conditions when we increase the distance. I move torch forward from the object like this. Torch will be placed here. Then distance between them will be increased. Then shadow will be decreased. It will be smaller. If I move this torch towards object, then distance will be decrease between the object and the torch, then the size of the shadow will increase. Shadow will be big. Okay. So distance of the object and light source and the shadow are opposite. If distance increase, shadow decrease, and if distance decrease between the object and the source of light, then shadow will be increase. Okay. Next is sound. Sound can be heard all around us. Like types of sound. Sound is soft, sound is loud, and sound is unpleasant. Soft sound is the sound when we talk each other, when your teacher is teaching you, when you talk with your friends, that is called soft sound. Loud sound is the sound of instruments like drum, like dholak. These are known as loud sound, which have loud voice. Unpleasant sound is the sound which we do not like to hear, which will irritate us. That is called unpleasant sound. Sound can travel through the solid, liquid and gas. This is very important, and kids. What is the medium for the sound to travel? Look, when I am speaking, if there is a medium of any solid, liquid or gas, then sound will travel through this medium and reach to the person who is hearing my voice. Okay. So this medium would be solid or liquid or gas. Okay. It cannot travel through vacuum. It cannot travel through vacuum. This is also very important thing. Sound cannot travel through vacuum because there is no medium. And in the absence of medium, sound cannot travel. It can be travel only in a medium of solid, liquid or gas. Next is an echo is produced when sound is reflected or bounced back towards the source. Echo is produced like this is hill. A person is shouting here. Sound will go here and it will be bounced back here. Okay. Then echo will be produced if sound is bounced back. Okay. Mainly in hilly areas you can hear the echoes. Okay. Echoes can be used to find the depth of sea. So what is the echo in our general life? This is very important. Echo can be used to find the depth of sea, because in depth of sea means sea has medium of water or liquid, so that sound can easily travel through it and bounce back. And through this system we can measure the depth of the sea. Okay. Next is force. What is force? Very important. A force is a push or pull. Okay kids. Force is what? Force is या तो हम push करते हैं चीजों को या फिर pull. Push means we move object away from us, and pull means we pull or move object towards us. That is called pull. Okay. A force can make a stationary object move. Yes. A force can move any stationary object. If there is a stationary ball, I will kick it and that will be moved. So force of my kick will move the ball. Second one, change the speed of moving object. Obviously, if ball is moving very slowly, I kick it, then I am putting more force in it, then ball will move very fast. Stop of moving object. If I want to stop this moving ball, I will again putting a force in it by my hands or by my legs. Next, change the direction of moving object. Yes, we can change the direction. If ball is moving towards the forward side, from here if I will kick, then ball will move opposite side. So we can change the direction of the ball. Next is change the shape of an object. Yes, if you push the or you push or you inflate the ball from both the hands, then little bit ball will change its shape. But if you same experiment do on the balloons, then you can say a huge change in the shape of the balloon by forcing on it with your hands. So force can change the shape of the object also. Okay, you can see here examples. A girl is pulling or pushing chair. A boy is applying force on the ball and it will be move. Okay, here a girl is throwing the ball with her hands. It means this stationary ball will be moved after putting the force by hands. And this here is the cobbler who is mending shoes. He is giving shape to the shoes by forcing with their hands, so it is changing the shape of the solid or leather. When two surfaces rub against each other, friction is produced. This is very, very important. What is friction? You need to understand this. What is friction? Friction is a force which applied against movement. Against movement. This is the force against movement. Move. Okay. Against movement, the force applied by the earth. In general language, if I am walking, but I am balanced, so it means some force is also applied by the earth on my walk, on my movement, then that's why I am balanced. Okay, so that force which is applied by the other object against the movement, that is called frictional force. If frictional force increase, movement will be decrease. If the frictional force decrease, movement will be increase. It means it applies on the opposite direction of the movement. Okay, and one more thing, we can increase frictional force. It means we can increase the force to stop the object by roughing the surface. Okay, on smooth surface friction force will increase, on rough surface it will decrease. Okay, as you can see, if the road is very rough, you walk slowly. Okay, but if it is smooth, you move fast, or our vehicle move fast. It means the frictional force is less on the smooth object, but yes, more on the rough object. Okay, so gravity, next force is gravity. This is the gravity. Gravity is a force that pull everything down towards the earth, that is called gravity. And gravity force जो है, सबसे पहले very first person who found the gravity, that is known as Isaac Newton, who found the force that is known as gravity. Nowadays, have you ever listened the story? There was Newton who was lying under the apple tree. Suddenly an apple fall on his head and he thought, why this apple came to my head? Why this apple is not flying in the sky after plucking from the tree? So this idea, this thought has invented what? Gravitational force. Okay. So question 1 is, select the odd one out on the basis of luminous and non-luminous object. I already told you what is luminous object. Luminous object who emit light by itself, that is sun, which emit lights of its own. Non-luminous object is the moon, which does not emit its own light, but it reflects the other object light. Okay, so what is non-luminous? Here moon is non-luminous, but torch has its own light by battery, lamp has its own light, and candle it also has its own light. So all these three are luminous object, but moon is non-luminous. So option D is right answer here. Next question is, Roshni cannot hear that what Kabir is saying through X. X is a road. Roshni cannot hear what Kabir is saying through X. It means X must contain vacuum. That's why sound cannot travel through this road and Roshni cannot hear anything. I told you na, sound can travel in only solid, liquid and gas, but not in vacuum. So if there is vacuum, no one can hear each other. That's why astronauts cannot talk in the universe with each other, because universe does not have any medium, it does not have air. Okay, there is vacuum only. So option D is right answer here. Next is, an echo is produced when sound is reflected or bounced back towards the source it is used to find the. Option A, height of a building. Option B, depth of the sea. C, direction of wind blow. And option D, traffic in an area. So I told you that depth of the sea can be measured by the echo. Okay. So what is echo? Echo is the reflection or bounce back towards the source from where sound is coming. That is called echo, and by echo we can measure the depth of the sea. Option D is right answer here. Question 4 is, X is a force that work in an opposite direction of movement. Yes, what is the force which work in opposite direction of the movement? In contact with the surface, told you na, that is frictional force. Option D is right answer here. Next is, look at the picture and select the correct option regarding it. This is the picture. In this picture there is a table and a cup is on the table. Okay, so which force is acting on it? A, there is no force acting upon the cup. Is it true? No, because there is gravitational force which is acting upon the cup. If anything is stable on the earth, it means there is a gravitational force acting on it. Okay. Next is, cup of under the effect of gravity of earth. This is true. Cup is under the gravity of earth. Friction is acting on its towards right. No, friction is the force of movement only. If there is movement occur, then only friction force will work. If there is no movement, it means there is no friction force. So this is wrong. None of these? No, because B is right answer here. Cup is the under effect of gravity of the earth. This cup is under the gravity of the earth. Okay, so option B is right answer here. Question 6 is, the object shown here does not cast a shadow. It is most likely made up of material X. What could be? Material X could be. I told you which material can cast shadow. That will be opaque, or yes, translucent object can be cast a shadow. Opaque and translucent. Okay, this is opaque and this is translucent. But third material, which is transparent, it cannot cast shadow because it allows the light pass through it. Okay, but opaque and translucent cannot allow light pass through it, so they cannot cast shadow. Okay, so A is metal is opaque, so it can cast shadow, so it is wrong answer. Ceramic is also opaque. Clear plastic sheet is transparent. This is transparent, and transparent does not allow, they does allow light pass through it, so they does not cast shadow. So option C can be answer here. Third, D is frosted glass. Frosted glass is translucent, so they can make a partial shadow. So that there is option C is right answer. Next is, select the odd one out on the basis of type of mechanical force involved. Mechanical force, that is the force involved by your muscles. Okay, opening the door of refrigerator, A. B, playing tug and board, there is muscle force working, there is tug and board muscle force working. Hitting the cricket ball with the bat to make runners. Here we are not putting directly muscle force, we are putting the force on the bat, and bat is applying the force on the ball. Okay, this is also a type of mechanical force, but it is not direct force, so this is not muscular force. Taking out water from a well using rope attached to a bucket, yes, there is also muscular forces working on the rope. So which one is odd one out? Hitting the cricket ball with the bat. So option C is right answer here. Next question is, which of the following activity shows that the force can change the shape of an object? Option A, rolling a bowl of chapati dough. When we roll a bowl, that shape was the like bowl, but by rolling pin we roll the bowl into a shape of chapati. It means it will change its shape from bowl to circular shape or circle shape. So it is the force which is changing the shape of object. Kicking a football changing the direction but not shape. Pushing a ball, it does not changes anything because we cannot push ball. Hitting a ball with the bat, so you are also applying a force, but this is also not changing the shape, it is changing the direction. So option A is the only option which is changing the shape. Rolling of ball and chapati dough. So option A is right answer here. Next is select the incorrect statement regarding the given picture. You can see that picture. Gravitational force is the acting on the cylinder that the woman is carrying on her head. While making the woman is overcoming frictional force imposed by the earth's surface. Magnetic force is helping the woman to hold the bag. No, there is no magnetic force. There is the muscular force by her hands which is helping her to holding the bag. It means this is incorrect. Fourth, earth gravitational force is pulling the woman, the cylinder and the bag towards it. Yes, gravitational force always applied on every object of the earth. So this is also correct. Option C is incorrect statement or right answer here. Next is Saurabh went to watch a football match. He wrote his experience on a picture card as shown here. His father explained that the force applied on the football caused it to. Look at the card. The player used their feet to stop the football or kick it. It means it is using leg muscles force. Catch the football to prevent it from entering the net. It means there is also hands muscular forces working. So let's check the option. His father explained that the force applied on the football caused it to move faster or slower. Yes, we move fast and slow in the football by muscular force. Stop movement. Yes, here is stopping from movement. Change its direction of motion. Yes, direction of motion is also changed when we applied the force when we kick it. So all of these are the right answer here. Option D is right answer. Next is Sujoy want to make a list of actions that show friction produce heat. Which of the following could he include in the list? A sled sliding across snow. This is correct. When sled is sliding across snow, those surfaces are rubbing together. So whenever two surfaces rub together, they produces heat. Okay. Sliding a greeting card into the envelope. Yes, this is also true because when we slide in greeting card into envelope, then envelope and greeting card both are contacting in each other and they are rubbing each other. So heat will be produced. Third one, applying brake to stop a moving vehicle. Obviously, when we apply brake of moving car, there is always heat generate. Okay, because those surfaces are rubbing together. Next, drilling a hole into a metal sheet. When you drill a hole into a metal sheet is a surface and your drill nail is also a surface. When you drill it, then again two surfaces are coming into contact so that it also produce heat. Next, rubbing off some pencil mark with an eraser. This is also contact of two surfaces, so it means heat will be produced. So all of these are the correct statements. Okay, so A, B, C, D, option D is right answer here. Next is when an object moves back and forth very fast, it produces sound. This movement is called vibration. When our phone vibrates like this, they move or phone will move. Okay, so this is vibration. Option B is right answer here. Next is Nidhi was asked to draw the shadow of tumbler forced on the screen behind it. When it is kept in different manner at the same position and light is shown on it from the same direction, the shadow drew three shadows as shown here. Okay, so here is light source. Here is a tumbler for which we are making shadow. This is the shadow 1, shadow 1 is formed when the tumbler is kept horizontally. Yes, then this side, this circle will be made here. Okay, so shadow will be made in the circular form when the tumbler is kept horizontally. This is correct. Number 2, shadow 2 is formed when the tumbler is kept vertically upright. Yes, when you put the tumbler like this into vertical upright, this is called vertical position. Okay, then you put this tumbler into vertical position, then also shadow will be formed here, but in this shape like this. This is right shape. Option 3 is shadow 3 is incorrect because the given tumbler cannot cast a rectangular shadow. Yes, this is also correct statement but incorrect shadow. So all of these do not have incorrect one. So option D is right answer here. Question 14 is which of the following statement is incorrect? A. Sound need a medium to travel. This is absolutely right because solid, liquid and gas are the medium which sound need to travel. Number 2, sound is produced by an object when it vibrates. This is also right. I told you when sound object vibrate, it goes front and back position again and again and produces sound. Astronaut can talk each other in the space due to presence of air. This is wrong. In space there is no air, so there is no medium also, so that astronaut can talk by the help of microphones, but they cannot talk directly. So option C is incorrect statement and right answer here. Next is refer to the given picture and select the correct option. Here 2 kids, they are pushing a wall, not pulling. Push means they are applying force, yes, away from themselves. Refer to the given picture, select the correct option. Option 1, if W is equal to X, it means if they both force are same, then box will move towards W. No, wrong. If the both force same, there will be no movement, or that will be stationary if the object are same. Okay. 2, W is greater than X, the box will move towards X. If W is greater than, if this one is greater than, this is doing greater force but this is smaller force, so obviously wall will push towards X. Okay, this can be right statement. See, if W is equal to X, if the statement again that they both have equal force, the box will move towards X. No, then box will not move, no movement will be there. Okay. The D, if W is greater than X, the box will be moved towards X. If W is less than X, if the X is greater, but if the X is greater and W is lesser, then the force applied by X is greater, so the wall will be moved this side. Okay, wall will be moved towards W, not X. So only correct statement is option B here. Next is a torch is shown on a wooden prism and a beach ball as shown there. In the given figure, what will be the shape of shadow? Observe on the screen. You can see that there is torch, there is prism and there is ball. This is opaque sheet. First shadow will make like this on the screen. Then prism shape will be make like this on the screen, like this. Okay. So this part will be come on the already made ball shadow. So in real the shadow will be like this only. This part will show and then this part will be show here. Okay, like this. So this is A is the right answer here. Shadow can't be like this, shadow can't be like this and can't be like this also. Okay, so A is right answer here. Next is a glass marble was rolled over 4 fruits on different surface. P, Q, R and S. Here P, Q, R and S with the same force. Force applied is same. Distance covered by the glass marble is different. I told you initially in this chapter that there will be 2 surfaces like rough surface or smooth surface. Okay, smooth surface. But on rough surface, friction force is greater than the other force. Okay, friction force will be greater than the other force, but smooth surface friction force is lesser, okay, than this force. Okay, so on rough surface they were move slowly, object will move slowly because friction force will be increased, but on smooth surface friction force is less, so that object will be moved very easily. Okay, so option A, surface R offer maximum amount of friction. R is here 25 centimeter, so this is performing maximum amount of friction. No, this is performing minimum amount of friction because it is covering maximum distance. It means there is less frictional force. So A is wrong answer. It means here it would be minimum, not maximum. Okay. B, surface Q offer minimum amount of friction. Minimum amount of friction showed by R because there is the maximum distance covered. So this will also wrong statement. Third one, surface P is rougher than surface S. Surface P is rougher than the surface S. Most rough surface is the S surface, okay, because they have minimum distance covered. So this is the maximum. So P will be also not the roughest surface. D, surface R is the smoothest surface. Surface S is the roughest surface. This is right. S is covering minimum distance. It means it is the roughest surface. R is covering maximum distance. It means it has smoothest surface. Okay. So this will be the right statement. Option D is right answer here. Next question is, which of the following setups most appropriately prove that the light travel in a straight line? You can see here in option A, there is candle and light can be travel through like this from this line. It is traveling through the straight line here. But here you cannot see by this eye because the tube is bent, so that light will not be seen here. Okay. It will be spread all side, but still this is not possible to see from their candle. Third one, here is a clear glass and you can see from clear glass light can pass through from all the side. Okay, and you can clearly see the image of the candle. So it cannot say that the light is traveling in the line. Okay, because here it is spreading. In option D, there is plastic pipe that is in zigzag position. So when the light come here, it will be stuck here or it will be spread here only. So here we cannot see the light, there will be dark. So it means here, which is proving that the light travel through the line. It means option A is right answer. Question 19 is, the girl P is putting more effort to pull the sack back as compared to the Q. There is P girl and there is Q girl. This is P and this is Q. You can see it clearly here. Girl P has to work more against a force. Look, this girl is pulling this back without round wheels. So round wheels make the surface smooth so that this girl can be pulled back easily, but this cannot. She has to be work hard. Why? Because there is a force against the movement. That force is called frictional force. Okay. So girl P has rough surface because of the directly bag she is pulling and touching the ground, so that there is the more frictional force, but Q has less frictional force because there is the smooth tire adding here. So this force is known as frictional force. And friction force can change the direction of moving object? No, it cannot change. It can only stop the object. Cause all object to fall the ground? This is also wrong. Prevent us from the slipping when we walk? This is absolutely right. Frictional force prevent us from the slipping because this is the force against the movement. Okay. And make a stationary object to move? This is also wrong. Pull or push can only move. Okay. The option C is right answer here. Next, last question is, Ashish shown a torch on a bowl. The shadow of the bowl is projected onto a screen as shown. What could Ashish do get a smaller shadow of the bowl on the screen? if he want the smaller shadow. I told you initially what we have to do. If the distance between the object and the source of light will be increased, shadow will be decreased. But the distance is decreased, then shadow will be increased. Here what we want the smaller shadow. It means distance should be increased. Torch should be put here. Okay, then the shadow will be small. Move the ball closer to the screen. No. Move the torch further away from the ball. Move the torch away from the ball. This is right. We should move the ball further away. Move the screen further away from the ball. Screen does not work because the distance work here only between the light source and the object, not between screen. Okay. So what is the answer here? Moving the closer to the screen, right. Move the torch further away from the ball. This is also right. So 1 and 2 only are the right answer, but third one is the wrong statement. Option C is right answer here. So kids, here we learn about the chapter. The chapter name is Light Source and Force. Light, sound and force. Okay. If you like this video, please repeat all the video and learn all the questions. Their option also. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel KVS Coach. Don't forget to press bell icon to get notification for each new video. Thank you. Bye bye.